All right, welcome back here to the O-Dome on the campus of Merritt Island High School. Alan Slaughterzinski and Coach Brian Helton with you as we get set for kickoff tonight for, once again, Coach, what is really essentially the battle for the district championship tonight. And I had to get off the broadcast because there was no way that I could do a broadcast tonight. It looked good on the screen, but there was no way that I could zoom in with this thing vertically on the camera itself. Couldn't do it. That would drive me crazy all night, and I just, there's no way I could do it. As the Mustangs get set to enter the field, Coach, and one of the biggest traditions in Brevard County football is going to be leading them out, and that's Buster Beal. Tell you spent some time with Buster, Coach. What's he mean to this program?
Oh, my God. But Buster Beal is the Merritt Island Mustangs. He is Merritt Island. He bleeds black and gold. And him being here is just it's an aura. I mean, he just brings so much excitement, so much power to this team. And I mean, he's whatever you need, Buster's always there for you. And he is just he is the cat and again the dude for the Mustangs. He's awesome.
I tell you what, I love the videos he does every week and sends the team and how uplifting they are. And, of course, Buster got his 15 minutes last year on Fox 35 on that story they did for him. So, you know, but as the Raiders get set to take the field as well, once again, under the guidance and tutelage of head coach Wayne Younger in his 8th season already. Coach Younger's 55-27, but just 3-5 against these Merritt Island Mustangs. The Raiders come in averaging 326 yards of offense a game. They are a +10 in the turnover margin. And tonight, Coach, this is going to be athletes on athletes, physicality, hitting, all of it tonight. You're going to see it right here. What's the advantage? Obviously, Coach, we'd be sleeping under a rock if nobody thought that Rockledge didn't come in here tonight as the favorite. What does Merritt Island need to do to win this football game tonight, in your opinion?
They need to control that football, and they need to come out on that first series of defense and just smack them in the mouth. Tell them that they are here and they're ready to play football, and they're here for all 4 quarters.
Now, if you're the Rockledge Raiders, you are expecting a physical football game from them tonight. You know they're going to give it to you. What do you got to do to win this game?
They got to come out and they got to score fast, and they got to take control of that ball as fast as they can, and just take what they have and use it to their advantage and find those holes, maybe in the gap or in the defense, and control it on the offense and mix it up a little bit. Have some runs, have some passes. Don't always go to the run on the first down, and just be consistent and go out and have fun.
We are set to go from the historic O-Dome here in Merritt Island. It's senior night for the cheerleaders and the band. This place is packed. I'm excited. We're ready to go here on Friday Night Lights. And we are underway. Good kick fielded at the 15. Take it out to the 20. 20, 30, 35. 40 all the way out to midfield. What a great return by number 5 for Merritt Island. Coach, outstanding return.
That's a beautiful return. He found the hole, he planted his foot, and he just got up to the sideline and worked his way down the field, which was a perfect opportunity.
Jordan Woods, Alan Slaughterzinski, and Brian Helton with you here tonight. Coach Helton's team is off tonight, so he's going to join me here. Help me break this one down a little bit. And we get an opportunity for the first time, I do anyway, to see Luke Knight in person. Knight has really come on lately. And there you go, Coach. Spread them out. 4 wide receivers one side, 1 to the near side. Knight all alone in the backfield. Turns, looks. Raiders, 5 down linemen. That's 5-2 set. Woods in motion. Knight fakes the jet sweep, gives. Knight cuts back in. And that Raider defense, Coach, there to swallow it up.
They're just a fast football team, and they read well, and they pursue well. They stay on that backside.
Moving in this. Man in motion. Knight is pushed down. Lordy, don't start that. There goes the stream. Nice pass there, Coach. What'd you see on that one?
I see that
Golly.
Yaya went in motion, and what they did is they kind of just left him out there. They didn't take him. They took him lightly and just let him catch that ball, and they started jogging after him a little bit, and then they realized, oh God, this kid can fly. So they had to play catch up on him.
Yep. And there's a flag on the field. Dwayne Summers, so they'll tack some more yards on there, Coach. I missed the call, trying to get the stream back running right. And that's 15 more yards. And that's the one thing the Raiders cannot do tonight, and that is hurt themselves with penalties after the whistle.
They've got to play a clean game. If they wind up getting penalty after penalty, it's going to open up this field wide open for Tyler and the Mustangs.
First down and 10 from the Rockledge 25, just outside of the Kendall Signs red zone. No score, just underway, 10:54 to play here in the opening quarter. Rockledge received the kick. Woods ran it out to the 50. Knight fakes the quick bubble screen, cuts back inside. That's not going to work. And in on the stop for the Raiders is number 14. That is Damari Jenkins, the junior outside linebacker. Second down and 11 for Merritt Island.
He just read his keys. He saw the pull, and he followed it and came downhill.
Coach Jeffrey Kosad says, hey, Coach Brian.
Hello, bud. How's it going?
Second and 11 for Merritt Island. Woods to the right of Knight. The pitch is to Woods, and listen, I am nobody to call an offense, but running east and west like that, that's not going to pick up yards.
It's going to be hard for them if they want to run east to west. They've got to get up. They got to get upfield, go north and south, and just go right at those guys and use their speed to against them, because with the over pursuit, then they can get up underneath of it.
Third down and 10, and this is where Knight is so dangerous right here, because Luke Knight, when he makes the right read, he can beat you with his feet, he can beat you with his arm. Keep your eye on Dallas Donahue in the slot, because last year against the Raiders, that slant pass in the middle was open all night long. Donnie Reber Jr. will be providing updates all night tonight. We want to thank Donnie for that. Woods to the left of Knight, doubles, whistle, timeout. They're going to call it delay of game. Dwayne Summers, the head referee tonight from the MCOA. 9:13 to go here in the opening quarter. No score between the Raiders and the Mustangs. I like what I've seen so far from Merritt Island.
They've done a good job moving that ball. The biggest thing is they cannot get these delay games. They're gonna put themselves back in a situation to where the Rockledge Raiders might be able to take that advantage.
No score. 9:13 to go. First quarter. Donahue in the slot. In the far side. Again, keep your eye on him. Woods to the left of Knight. 3rd and 15. Throws. Caught. Down to the 5-yard line. There was the slant pass, Coach. It wasn't to Donahue. Brooks Moss on the catch.
I said it before. Brooks Moss is one of those players that came in, and he's an athlete. His brother was Maddox Moss last year. He was my middle linebacker for the Mustangs. And, I mean, he comes in and just picks it up. But now it's just on the opposite side of the ball.
First and goal to go for the Mustangs on the perfect strike from Knight to Moss. And the Mustangs are threatening with 8:50 to go. Knight fakes up the middle. And in, I believe he was in, wasn't he? How did he miss that? Those lines down there, those soccer lines, fool me. Second and goal to go for the Mustangs. What a throw from Knight.
It was a beautiful throw. Caught him right on that slant. Had the inside open, and the defensive back did not come down and converge on that outside hip, which just left it open for him, and he just took it up the field.
The Raiders. Knight going to try it again. There's a flag. Did we have two? No, not too many men. What did we have there? Rockledge looked good. Or did Merritt Island have illegal motion? Usually in that situation, somebody doesn't set.
Somebody doesn't set, exactly.
Illegal shift, and that's
Illegal
exactly what it was. So that's what we got here. An illegal shift with 8:11 to go. That'll back them up 5 yards. And you know what, Coach? As an old quarterback, yeah, I'd love to be down there on the goal line. But when you run multiple RPO offense like this, and we used to run the old Delaware wing T, which gave us a lot of options similar to an RPO back in the day, but I liked a little bit more room. Now, I don't know, necessarily against a defense like Rockledge's, but I'm not upset.
No, and you can't be. They're back maybe 5 more yards. So I mean, it's going to be an opportunity which opens up their playbook a little bit wider.
2nd and goal to go now at about the 6-yard line. I'm still wondering how he didn't get in the first time. Throws, caught. Dallas Donahue, and again, that bubble screen. You got to get rid of it right away because basically when you take a drop back on that, Coach, you're telegraphing it, and on a defense this fast, it's just not going to go.
Exactly, and you saw how it happened on the first play when they ran that screen, and they had some room wide open on it, but now they saw it this time and they converged on it real quick. 7:43, no score here in the first quarter. Opening drive of the game for the Mustangs. 3rd and goal, and I'm going to pick your brain here in a minute if they don't get this here to see what they do. 7:27 to play. Knight in the gun. Woods to his left. This Raider defense tightening up right here. Woods in motion. Knight going to keep, cuts back. Can he get in? Luke Knight, touchdown! Merritt Island. What a play by Knight. Just a great job. They overcommitted on that left side, left that backside wide open, and he saw that opportunity and took it and broke a tackle and wound up scoring. Great job. Just as you had said in the pregame analysis, you have to use the over pursuit of the Raiders against them. That's exactly as you just said what Knight did there. So with 7:10 to go, extra point. On for the extra point here. Snap is up, or the snap is up. The kick is up, and it is good. And in whirling, and with 7:10 to play in the opening quarter, it is Merritt Island 7, Rockledge nothing. The Raiders getting the ball now. What'd they do on that drive that worked so well? They caught him off sides. They caught him off guard a little bit. They kept using movement on them, and they were able to use the outside just a little bit more. Once they thought it was outside, they wound up coming back to the inside and use the inside run, which is a good opportunity for them to use. Don't go outside and get it up the middle as quick as possible. Now we're going to get to see that ultra fast Rockledge backfield, and I'm excited to see Jamarion Stevens play. Oh, you done? Are you coming back? Yeah, or no? I'm going to try to come back. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. All right, yep. Coach Helton will be back here in just a little bit. Alan Slaughter-Zinski with you solo here tonight. Now, anyway. I actually got Gavin Keith standing next to me. I can get him on the broadcast. Gavin and his crew over at Space Coast Daily do a terrific job. On for the kickoff, number 44. That's Gunnar Trout. 7-0, Merritt Island on top. One drive, one score, and Gunnar crushes this. And that's going to go into the end zone, and the Raiders will start 1st and 10 at their 20. I'll get to see the Raiders twice in the next 3 weeks. Of course, tonight and in 2 weeks, Eddie Holmes, my man, Eddie Mays of the Elite Academy. Eddie, hope things are well, my friend. Good to see you on here tonight. Feel free, as I know you will, to chime in here tonight. Always love your input. And just because you're in Georgia doesn't mean you can't be on here as a broadcast partner with me tonight. So feel free to chime in, my friend. 1st and 10 for quarterback Traven Green. And this offense, Green. That's
Eddie Combs in motion. Green throws, taking a shot, and out of bounds. So I like the play call. I love the play call, actually, on first down. To see the Raiders bust one down the field on first down like that. And again, don't get mad at me. I haven't seen them play this year in person. Watched a lot of film on them, so I don't really know their tendencies. But I do know they love to run the football, and I love the fact that they are taking a shot like that down the field on first down. Jamarion Stevenson lines up next to Traven Green. 3 wide receivers near side here. Green, or Stevens now in motion. Green all alone. Actually, yep. Green. We got whistles. And Merritt Island's going to take a timeout here with 7:02 to go here in the first quarter. 7:02 to play. Luke Knight with a 6-yard touchdown run on an absolutely beautiful drive that began with a kickoff return back to the 50 by Jordan Woods. And then the Mustangs picked up a 15-yard penalty. I'd like to welcome in Bill Maharis of Press Box. Overtime. Love all the content Bill puts up. Keeps me updated on everything going on outside of Brevard County. And I love every week when he puts up the ranking comparison. I wait for that just so I can see how we stack up against everybody else to know how right or wrong we are. 2nd down and 10 for the offense following the timeout. Trips inside. You couldn't see him. Pitches to Stevens. Jamarion Stevens was one step away from breaking it. 21-0. Cocoa over Astronaut already. And I love Coach Justin Wharton in the War Eagles, but that really even shouldn't be a game, but that's being played. 3rd and 3. Big 3rd down here. I'd like to say hello to Space Coast Weather. My man Chris Bonanno. Turns, gives, Stevens, stop! What a stop inside. Gutsy play by Christopher Lee. No gain. 47 in there on the stop as well. And that's Ethan Hernandez in a big decision here. Oh, wow. They said he had forward progress. First down Raiders. Okay. All right. Yes, Space Coast Daly's at the Bayside game. If Lovins, if you switch over to Space Coast Daily, they have the Bayside game. 1st and 10 at the 30. Quick pitch again, same play that it was 2 downs ago. And Stevens picking up chunks. 5-yard gain that time. 5:57 to go first quarter. 7-0 Merritt Island. Of course, keep your eye on big number 55 up front on that line. That's Bryce Lovett, the Florida commit. And, not only can Bryce win the offensive player or the offensive lineman of the year award, but you could very well put Bryce in there. Hello, Miss Strand. Good to see you, ma'am. Stevens breaks one tackle. No, he doesn't. Great ankle tackle there by Dylan Turknett. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, Mr. Maharis. 3rd and 4 now. And we're going to get a timeout by Dwayne Summers and his officiating crew with 5:14 to go for a drink of water. But back to Bryce Lovett and the year the Florida commit has had. He is just simply awesome up front on that line. 6'6", 320. I mean, he's ready now. Coco now 27. Coco now at 27 with 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Well, Tigers tuning up for the matchup coming up in 2 weeks for the barbecue. I think it's the 57th Barbecue Bowl. I could be mistaken. Ray Kamiko will check me out on that one. All right, this is a huge third down. Let's see what happens coming off the water break here. 5:14 to play. First quarter, Merritt Island up 7-0. Green with Stevens to his left. Whistles, timeout, Rockledge. So the Raiders got to look at what the Mustangs wanted to do there, and we'll see what happens. The cat and mouse game begins. Defensive or offensive coach Will Nix. Defensively, it's Vic Krzyzewski for Merritt Island. I'd like to say hello to Miss Connie Lynn Denneberg. Welcome in, Miss Connie. Of course, Miss Connie and runs Cape Coast Volleyball Club, and just unbelievable job. And of course, I want to give a big shout out to the Merritt Island Mustangs volleyball team, who last night captured their 18th straight district championship. What an incredible run it's been for Coach Angie Patrick. And Coach Patrick will tell you that began with Coach Connie Denneberg there. Third down and 5 for the Raiders. Let's see what they saw. Green gets out of trouble, and that's what he can do. Traven Green with 15 and a first down. And he trips and falls. Yes, Greg. I was under, I believe J.C. Meyerholtz is over there tonight with, J.C.'s at O'Galley, right? Or Space Coast. Hey, is J.C. over at O'Galley tonight? No? I'm sorry, he's not there. Okay. I apologize. I thought I heard him say he would be. Thrown, caught. Traven Green flexing his athletic muscle there. As much as we brag on Luke Knight, Traven Green saying, you know what? I'm pretty good too with the legs and the arm. First and 10 for the Raiders at the 40 of the Mustangs. Man in motion is Cohen Graham Johnson. Right now, Rockledge with 3 wide receivers near side. Green, Stevens breaks tackles, and somehow, Craig, got you in our prayers, buddy, and no need to worry about Coco. They're up 27, 28, 27. That was Eddie. Actually, it's check that. That was Eddie Combs on the carry. 2nd and 5. Xavier Alexander split near side wide. Man in the slot is James Louder. Green, plenty of time, throws, and they're going to call hold on Byron Johnson. And the referees in the stands do not like the yellow flying. Yeah, go ahead. Please do. Thanks, man. No, it's not live. I'm sorry. I thought it was. How did you? Okay. Oh, I got you. I got you. Yeah. Help yourself. Donnie Reber will get on that O'Galley game for you First and 10 for Rockledge at the Mustang 25-yard line. Green looks, steps up, and he's going to use his legs again. Traven Green all the way down inside the 5. 4:28, 7-0 Mustangs up, and it's first and goal, Rockledge.
Traven Green with a run down to the Mustangs 5. First and goal.
First and goal to go. Let me back up a little bit here. Sorry about that. The stream quality's going in and out a little bit, but first and goal. Bunch formation to give. Inside. Touchdown, Rockledge.
Touchdown, number 7.
Scored by Cohen Graham Johnson. And with 4:24 to go, it's 7-6, pending the extra point. Nice answer drive by the Raiders. Beautiful answer drive. Now, I don't know if O'Galley's NFHS camera works, but if it does, then you can be able to watch the game there if you have a subscription. Because I know all of the cameras, snap, kick, whistles. I know that all of the stadiums have those cameras in place, and I'm pretty sure O'Galley does. So if you have a subscription to the NFHS network, now you won't have any broadcasters, but at least you'll be able to watch the game. Here, with 4:24 to play in the opening quarter, it's 7-6, pending the extra point on the Cohen Graham Johnson 1-yard touchdown run. And that's the thing about this Rockledge offense. So many different guys can put their hands on the ball and make plays. That drive, courtesy of quarterback Traven Green, who bailed the Raiders out on more than one occasion. Way more than one occasion. Actually, Rockledge is going to line up for a 2-point conversion try here now. So let's see what happens. Gutsy call, give is to Johnson, and they're going to stop it. And Merritt Island's going to hold on to a 1-point lead with 4:24 to go. 7-6. Boy, wouldn't that be a treat if we could get us a shootout or something similar to that here tonight. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know why either. I think I probably would have kicked it there. You got a great kicker, outstanding kicker, and Samuel Son. But plenty of time left to make it up. Now you have to force yourself to go for 2 if the Raider or if the Mustangs can continue to move the football the way they did on that opening drive. It's going to be interesting to see what Tyrone Giscombe, the defensive coordinator for the Rockledge Raiders, does to adjust coming out on the next drive. And see what Tyler Murray counters with. We said in our look at all the games last night that this would be a battle of coaches as well. That's a beautiful kick. Fielded at the 5 by Woods. 10-15. He gets it out to the 20 behind the 10. Still on his feet. All the way out to the 40-yard line. And how about the job that Jordan Woods has done tonight returning kicks? Rockledge has got to get that special teams adjusted because he is so close to breaking one. 7-6. If you're just joining us, Merritt Island on top. A 6-yard touchdown run by Luke Knight and a 2-yard touchdown run by Cohen Graham Johnson. And that's where we are with 4:18 to play. in the opening quarter. I want to say once again our thoughts and prayers with Dylan Burke and Craig Spencer tonight. Woods goes in motion. Knight fakes it, cuts back. How about that play by Luke Knight? Knight for 8 yards. Rockledge had him dead to rights in the backfield, and Knight just turns it and cuts it up. 2nd and 2 for the junior signal caller. And I do apologize for that stream quality. Hopefully it looks better on your device than it does my tablet. 2nd and 2. Woods in motion, trips, bunch to the left. Jones stops in the backfield next to Knight. I'd like to welcome in Miss Georgina Corbin. Turns, Knight, throws, caught by Donahue. Donahue gets outside. What a tackle. Great pursuit over there. I believe that's DJ McCormick, who stayed with it as Knight held up, was going to run it, pulled it back, found Donahue. DJ McCormick didn't quit, made the tackle. 3rd and 2. Great play by the Raiders defense. Three minutes to go, first quarter. Knight from the gun. Oh, thank you, Katrina. Woods throws near side. He's going to have a Merritt Island first down. We'll be seeing Miss Georgina coming up in a couple of weeks as Caleb and I will travel up to Daytona for 2 days as we are going to be doing the Super Bowls up there. We are excited about that. Saturday and Sunday. Oh, wow, he's short. 4th and inches. Big. Oh, they're going to say first down. Okay. Now, here's my question, and I love Dwayne Summers, great guy. But how do they make that determination? He's saying first down. He's pointing. I thought he got past the line of gain there. So 1st and 10. Summer says wind the clock. 2:40 to go. A win tonight by Merritt Island would win this district championship. Another team can win the district title tonight as well. Oh, wow. He had wide open on the other side. Yassine DeReese was wide open and nobody in front of him. But Melbourne, if Heritage can defeat Vieira tonight, then Melbourne would clinch their 2nd district championship back-to-back, and that's the first time since the late, great Tom McIntyre was the head coach there in 1986 and 87, so 35 years for a district championship, back-to-back district championships. They won it last year, obviously. Knight with 2nd and 10, doubles, meaning 2 wide receivers each side, and they're stacked on top of each other. Make it 3 wide receivers near side. Knight turns, fires, and you know what? Smart play by Luke Knight, because coming in to take that back for 6 was Jalen Hayward. Hayward read it up. You can tell the young man has watched film or been well coached this week, and likely a combination of both. And at the last minute, Luke Knight had to airmail that out of bounds. 7-6, 2:22 to play. Merritt Island on top here in the first quarter. Knight facing a 3rd and 10 now. A win by Rockledge tonight would set up Knight. There it is, wide open. Dallas Donahue, first down. And I say there it is because that was there before. That's the same exact play that Yassine DeReese was open on. And they didn't cover it then, and they didn't cover it there. So Coach Chisholm's going to have to get that looked at and fixed somehow, because that's twice it's been open. First and 10, ball at the Rockledge 41. Steady as it goes with the drive here. 7-6. Donahue in motion. That's just never going to work against this speed. You got to try it, but it's not going to work. And in on the stop was number 28, Andreas Foreman. And, man, I just love the Foremans. Love the way they play. Second down, that's a loss of nearly 10 yards. 7-6. I'll give the score update every 90 seconds or so. They split out. Knight, quads right here in front of you. That's funny. That was hysterical as they all looked up like to say hello to Merritt Island alum. Woods, are they blocking in front? They are. Little bubble screen there. It's only going to pick up 3 yards. Great job by the Raiders to close down on that. And that's going to bring up third down and 13. I'd like to say hello to former Merritt Island alum, I should say, Coach Jerry Odom, head coach of the Tusculum Pioneers. And I call him the Tusculum 8 current former Brevard County players on the roster up there, including former Raiders such as Trajan Fox Birdwell, who's having a good year defensively for Tusculum. 3rd and 13. Merritt Island looks. Knight throws, and that play is open again. Donahue's still on his feet. Look at the moves. That's 3 times. And now we're going to get a flag here. And I think they're going to put 15 more. Roughing the passer. So 15 yards from the end of the play. What a job by Luke Knight to find Dallas Donahue. And again, that side of the field wide open on that play. That same play 3 times. So following the roughing the passer penalty, Merritt Island will have 1st and 10 inside the Kendall Signs red zone. Eddie, I know you see that. 3 times that play's been open. I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but you got to adjust. And Coach Giscombe will. He will. So that'll take us. So that's the end of the first quarter with the Merritt Island Mustangs on top. 7-6. Back with the start of the second quarter in just a minute. I'm going to mute it, so we'll be back then. Alrighty, welcome back here to the O-Dome, where we're getting ready to start quarter number 2. A good first quarter by both teams. It's 7-6. Merritt Island on top. A 6-yard touchdown run by Luke Knight got the scoring started following a great return on the opening kickoff by Jordan Woods. And Knight would eventually cash in, and this drive looking very, very similar to the one that started it off. 1st and 10. This is Knight in trouble, and he'll be brought down by a whole host of Raiders, namely Damari Jenkins. We're going to get a hold against the Mustangs, so that's going to back up Rockledge 10 yards, maybe more, depending on the spot of where the hold was flagged. I hate those spot fouls on those holding calls. Should be just 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage, back them up. Not now. See, like right now, it's going to be first down, and because of where the hold occurred, it's going to be 1st and 25. It's ridiculous. 11:55. Is he? Okay. Just want to say Dylan Burke is down on the sideline, so glad to see him here. 1st and 25 now. Knight in trouble again. And this time getting him was Nate Lopez. 7-6. Merritt Island on top here. 11:18 to go in, half number one. I'd like to welcome in Dana Mullen watching. Coach, welcome in. 7-6, Merritt Island up. No, I can't zoom in a little more. I'm sorry, because it'll distort the quality. I got it. 2nd and now about 30. There's a little bit more for you. Big play here. 2nd and forever. Knight in trouble again. He gets out of it. Throws. What a throw. What a catch. And that's 15 more. No, it's not. Yeah, they're going to throw it. As well they should have on that one. That was you can't do that at the end of the play. I'm not going to give the young man's name. But not a smart play by the Raiders at the end of that. But let's talk about Luke Knight getting out of trouble, finding his receiver. He gets out of bounds, and this is going to be a first down for Merritt Island after a 2nd and 33. Let me give you guys some good score sites. Score Stream, that's a good one, and FloridaToday.com. They have a live scoreboard. 10:31. I mean, you just cannot pick the guy up like that and throw him on the ground out of bounds. Not an illegal play, by the way. That's not illegal to do between the white lines. But when the guy's out of bounds, you just can't do that. And I'm sure, no doubt, he'd like to have that back. So that is now inside the Kendall Signs red zone for Merritt Island. Well, I guess it wasn't enough yards to get a first down. 3rd down and 3 now. So it's 3rd and 4 now. That's how far they had to go for a first down. Woods. Pitch. Woods cuts it back. He is stopped. And it's decision time now for Merritt Island is Woods. 4th down and 2. And it's, I tell you what, I know they don't have Brady Denenberg this year, but Andon Whirling's a good kicker. Yeah, exactly, Jesse Caesar, exactly. And they're going to line up to go for it. Maybe they try to draw Rockledge off here, but I think I'd take the points. Because that puts you up by 4, and the Raiders would need a touchdown to score. And I think that's exactly what Merritt Island's going to discuss here. Believe me, I'm a Ravens fan. I have watched John Harbaugh do this relentlessly with trying to go for it on 4th down. Nobody knows the score of the O'Galley game. It's on FloridaToday.com, their live scoreboard. I apologize, but we don't have access to that while we're on the air. If Donnie Reber Jr. updates it, then then we're able to relay it to you. But Donnie Reber goes through all the scores, but we don't have any access to be able to give you scores to other games other than the one that we're at. My apologies there. I wish we did. And one day we will. But that last score I saw was O'Galley was on top 7-0 over Bayside. Thank you, Chris. It's me tonight. All right, 4th down and 2 now. And I'm not sure here. I didn't see the kicker come out, so they must have something dialed up. This is the momentum changer here, for sure. For sure. Knight. I don't know that he got it. I do not think he got it. He does not. And the Raiders hold. Wow. Wow. 9:35 to go. And now, welcome in Coach Panucci. Coach be able to celebrate a district championship at home tonight if Heritage can beat Vieira. Cocoa up 35-0. 1st and 10 at the 5. Traven Green brings them back. What a big stop that was. Give. Look at Stevens go. Jamarion Stevens out to the 22. And immediately the shadow of the goalposts are no longer on the backs of the Raiders offense. One play. He said 25 was on the carry there. I thought that was Stevens. 25 is Larry Lee. They use a whole host of running backs. Coach Younger, everybody touches the ball. That's the beauty of this offense, and they're all athletes. 1st and 10 at the 22. Fake to Stevens, throws to Combs on the bubble screen, and this time the Raiders shut it tight, or the Mustangs shut it tight. Yeah, no doubt this is a huge momentum changer if Rockledge can take off and pick off a 95-yard drive here. 8:38 to go in the first half. 7-6, Merritt Island on top. 2nd and 12, actually a loss of 2. Wow, look at that. Through the hole, push it on the back, out to the 45. That is definitely Jamarion Stevens with a great run. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. What a run. Right back to the line of scrimmage. Love the tempo change. Love this. Rockledge trying to press that O'Galley defensive front 7 right now. Quick pitch. Stevens outside. Down the sidelines. Stevens is gone. He's at the 20. Pushed out of bounds. "43-yard gain. What a run. And we're going to get a timeout on the field with 7:54 to play. 7-6 Mustangs. Or, yeah, I know, I see that. Or is it this one? Can they still hear me, though? Oh, right. I just unplugged that one. He's done. Okay, so just leave that one alone. All right. Thanks, bud.
Come on, Mustangs. Let's use the man.
The USB? Right. This? Oh. Oh, that. Okay, I got you. Okay, good. Oh, thanks, bud. Or thank you, Andrea. Those hot mics can kill you. All right, 1st and 10 inside the Kendall Signs red zone. Give us to Stevens. Stevens still turning his legs. Jamarion Stevens just picked up 8 yards, and he was stopped after 3. And he did it with his legs. I know Eddie Mays loves to see that. 2nd and 2. 7:35 to go in the first half. What a drive for the Raiders. They started at their own 5. Following a 4th down stop of Merritt Island. Stevens to the left of Green. Well, I don't know if I'd even think about throwing the ball here. Mustangs show blitz. They bring it, but Stevens beats it inside, down to the 1. 1st and goal, Rockledge. Man, you've got to let Stevens finish this drive off. You've got to. He's got about 80 of the 90 yards so far on this drive. Yes, sir, Mr. Mays. 6:48 to go. Green. Nice job. Nice job by that Merritt Island defense to get in there. Outstanding job. I'll tell you one name I have not called tonight that's going to have to get involved here is Jaquay McFadden. Yacine Doris on the stop there. Good job by Yacine. They said Chris Lee in there as well. But Jaquay McFadden, one of the best linebackers in this county. I haven't called his name tonight. I don't know if he's out there. I only see him. 2nd and goal for the Raiders. Ball at the 5 now. No, he gave to Stevens on that one. Miss Corbin. 5:53, 7-6, Merritt Island. This time to give is to Lee. And in for a walk-in Rockledge touchdown. I'm sorry, it's Cohen Graham Johnson with his 2nd rushing score of the night. And with 5:46 to play in the first half, it's 12-7, Rockledge on top. He walked right in, and I'll give you 2 guesses as to who he ran behind. They both start with Bryce. Samuel's son on for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick. It's a beaut. And with 5:46 to go, it's a 6-point Rockledge lead. How about the drive? Let's talk about that. A 95-yard drive. And they did it in less than 10 plays. Wow. What a tone setter. Don't forget that 4th down stop. That's the momentum changer. Samuel's son comes on for the kick. Now, the one thing the Raiders need to do is in Uncle Kendall's red zone. That's right, Coach. That's right. And he's got 2 of them tonight. He must have known we were doing the game, Coach. Dana Mullen, simply one of the best. Kendall Signs. But Rockledge has got to make an adjustment on this kickoff because all night long, Jordan Woods has been chewing them up. Ball at the 40. 5:46 to go. Rockledge with their first lead of the night. And they kick right to Woods. And he fields it at the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, flag all the way out to the 40. And I tell you what, the Raiders are going to get lucky because this is coming back. But, again, Woods with another outstanding kick return, 35 yards. He's averaged 33 and a half yards a kick return tonight. Unbelievable. Larry Lee on the stop, but it's going to come back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. And, well, we know that listen, if you're a Mustang fan, you can't get down because you are moving the football. It's not easy, but you're moving it. So I'm working on that, Corey. We're trying to do some new things next year. I promise you, we've had such a good year this year. I promise you, we're gonna do some new things next year. You have my word on that. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. So the field position from the 40 to the 15, 25-yard difference there. Knight bubble screen. Oh! Touchdown! Rockledge off the deflection from Dallas Donahue, and DJ McCormick was Donnie on the spot. And it's 19-7. Wow. Unbelievable. What a turn of events. The pass went off of Donahue's hands, and DJ McCormick was there. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, it's 19-7. And McCormick, what an athlete. Just turned, grabbed it. Because I tell you what, that is not easy to do. Snap, hold, kick. And with 5:32 to go, it's 20-7. Wow. And what a momentum changer. Rockledge 20. Merritt Island 7. Just an unbelievable play by the defensive player of the year candidate. Eddie says, okay, now it's a problem. And Woods is back. Again, I would recommend not kicking to the young man that's standing back on the 5-yard line. I think this year, 7-6 was the last O'Galley score we saw. I think this year we've got, looking at it, Eddie, there's like 9 guys that are going to be candidates for Defensive Player of the Year. It has been that kind of a year, a defensive year in this county for sure. And Woods will field it. Oh, he dropped it into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. I can say hello to Miss Katrina Strand, Donnie Reber Jr., and the update desk at BSN. Nah, I'm lying. He's at his own house tonight typing on a computer. But anyway, it sounded good. 7-6, Donnie says. 7-6. Coming up tonight, please join us for the Slow and Low postgame show. Live from, Slow and Low. I'd say, come on down, I'll buy you a drink, but my luck, I'd get there and be 300 people at the door. 5:32 to go in the half, and the Raiders have put 14 points on the board in a span of 30 seconds. How do the Mustangs answer? And, they must. And apparently there was a penalty. Thank you, Bill. Cocoa Beach up 22-0. There was a flag down, so some sort of a penalty there. 15-yarder, I would imagine, unsportsmanlike conduct. Trips near side for Knight. And the Mustang offense can't lose. Look, they were moving the football on Rockledge. You got to stick with what works. Knight going to fake the pass up the middle, and Rockledge stacks him up. And he picks up 3, 2nd and 7 now for Merritt Island. 5:11 to play, clock ticking here. Remember, Luke Knight is not a stranger to trailing in big football games. He trailed in that game, that 6A state championship game last year, to Pine Forest and brought Tampa Jesuit all the way back to win a 6A state championship. So he knows how to get this done, and I think that's what this young man brings. Throws caught across the middle. You know, a lot of times in situations like this, unless you've been there and done it, this is not the type of game that you learn on the fly to be able to lead your football teams back from. Say hello to Matt Camerata, watching here. Matt, great football coach. 4:09 to play in the half. Knight fakes it, throws. Oh, my goodness gracious. What a pitch across the middle. Knight dropped in a dime. Complete to Brooks Moss. And that is a Merritt Island first down, and that's exactly what the Mustangs need to continue to do. He threw that ball in double coverage. 3:53 to play in the half. Knight in trouble, throws. And no flag, as the referees in the stands are hollering for one. I thought he got there right when the ball did. I just thought it was just outstanding coverage on that. 3:41 to play. The incomplete pass will stop the clock. 2nd and 10 now for the Mustangs. Pretty sure you heard that. Knight again throws out to Moss. Moss covered up quickly, and that's going to be a loss of 2. Great job by DJ McCormick over there. McCormick heating up. No gain. 3rd and 10. 3:15 to play in the first half. Merritt Island with the football on their own 30-yard line. They trail 20-7. They led 7-6, and then a 30-second span occurred in which Cohen Graham Johnson scored from a couple of yards out on the ground, his 2nd of the game, and then on the ensuing drive, the first play, a screen pass to Dallas Donahue, bounced off his hands, and DJ McCormick corralled it in for a 21-yard touchdown. Knight in trouble, scrambles out, looks, turns it up. He's got room. Knight will be close to and does have a Merritt Island first down. 2:34, clock ticking. DJ McCormick on the stop again. 2:30 to play. Merritt Island's got to get a better sense of urgency right here. They got to get the ball off a little quicker. Merritt Island picks up a critical first down. Knight, play action, throws. My goodness, did you see that throw? The pass is incomplete. Yassine DeReese dropped it. I mean, he put it right between the numbers. I've only seen, this year, accuracy, obviously a big thing for quarterbacks. And
For the Mustangs. The 41.
Rockledge does. Georgina, good call there. Rockledge Raiders will get the ball to start the second half. But Knight throws. Oh, my. That's picked off. And that goes for a Raider touchdown. And just like that, Amarion James Williams with a 40-yard touchdown run off the deflection off of Donahue. And it's 26-7. Same type of play. Wow. That was unbelievable. Unbelievable. You got a replay of that? So what happened on this play? Snap, the flags fly. The pass was thrown out to Donahue, who was absolutely destroyed on the play, and the ball just went into the hands of Amarion James. I'm sorry, was that 8? Who is that? I think it was 5. I want to make sure. 6? Okay, yeah. That was Phineas Allen, my bad. Phineas Allen. I couldn't see the number. Phineas Allen on the pick 6. The hit is what made the play. Unbelievable. The hit made the play. And I think the hit was levied by DJ McCormick. Unreal. The snap, the hold, the kick. And Samson gets it through. And with 2:04 to play in the opening half, it is 26-7 Rockledge on the back of 2 pick sixes that occurred nearly the same way. Wow. Who says you need to make adjustments when you can hit and pull balls down out of the air like that? Shocked me that happened. Caught me off guard. Wow, what a play. 2 great athletic plays, one by Phineas Allen and one by DJ McCormick. So Phineas Allen with the pick 6.
Mustang Varsity Cheerleading would like to thank the following sponsors.
But I'll tell you what, if
Elite Audiology, Smiles,
I was a Marion, I'd cut that clip out. Sometimes in the spur of the moment, you just can't see the numbers. And I always feel bad for that. 2:04, and Samson kicks it off. He said, oh, no, they adjusted. And I'm sorry, I plugged you. Oh, no, you're good. Okay. So, hold on for a second here. I got Coach Helton back here for a quick second with me. Coach, I don't know. In fact, I do know. I've never seen a turn of events like that in which nearly the same identical play, deflections out of. What do you tell your football team? How do you come back from this?
You just got to tell them, take a breath and breathe. You know, things are not going to go all the time, all our way, but we've got to take a breath. We've got to regroup. We've got to come back and just keep doing what we do, and we will get those breaks. You know, we just keep going and keep pushing and keep fighting, and we'll have that opportunity.
Now, the one thing I will say is this. I love Luke Knight's accuracy. I think at times, Coach, and what I've seen here tonight is I think at times even his receivers are a little shocked that the ball gets to him.
Yeah, you know, they're thinking they're covered. You know, that line is getting in there, and they're moving it pretty hard, and all of a sudden they turn. out of that quick slant, and it's right there. So, it's a good thing that Brooks has got great hands and sees the field the way that he does, and he's got that vision, and he just gets it. He gets it and goes up the field.
Coach, we talked about DJ McCormick and how important he was to this Raiders defense in the 7v7 Elite pregame show. Boy, he's showing it here tonight.
He's a tough football player. I mean, he's going to do great things in the rest of this season and in his college career.
Yeah, no doubt. 27-7, Rockledge has scored 21 points in literally a minute and 45 seconds. 2 of them pick sixes, and I mean, wow, just wow. What can you say? Coach Chisholm's got to be loving that. Under 90 seconds to play in the half. But again, Coach, if you're a Mustang fan, there are positives. You are moving the football.
They are moving the football, and they're getting those opportunities. They're getting those chances. They just need to settle down a little bit and just take what Rockledge is giving them and just keep pushing and keep fighting and just moving that ball just inch by inch, and they'll get that opportunity to open it up here.
Got a comment on the screen said, I got to stop taking up for the quarterback. I'm not taking up for him. I mean, yeah, there's 2 pick sixes, but they both were deflections off the hands of a receiver, right?
Yes, sir, they were. I mean, the Raiders are seeing those screens quicker now. At first they got them the first couple in that first series in that first quarter, but now they're reading it, they're seeing it a lot quicker, and it was just 2 great plays, and that last one was just, he saw it and he just unleashed on him, and there was a next guy right behind it to pick it up.
One thing the Raiders aren't going to quit doing, and that's hitting. Unfortunately, that time they pick up a penalty, and 5 years ago, that's not a penalty. It is now. That was a good, hard, clean play, but you got to call that now because you just can't hit the other guy in the head.
No, sir, not at all. I mean, you see it all the time, and the kids are just being aggressive, and all of a sudden it happens, and then they get called for it. So it's a problem that is in the football game today that and due to good reasons why it is a problem.
Turning point, 39 seconds to go in the half, 27-7. Rockledge on top, 2 pick sixes. But, Coach, the turning point in all of that, the entire focal point and momentum of this game switch throws. Look at that catch by Moss. He hauls it down, gets out of bounds, and I just got chastised, well, not chastised, but criticized for taking up for the quarterback. I don't know too many guys that can make that throw.
No, there's not many in the state or in the high school football career that can throw a ball like that. This kid has something special. He's going to go far.
There was great coverage by the DB. That ball was put where only Moss could get it, and he certainly got it. Nice catch by Moss and a good throw by Knight. Throws across the middle, that one on Luke Knight. And they're going to call a flag on the play. This is going to be 15 more yards. Look, 17 seconds to go. And right now, defensively, 2 15-yard penalties has cost the Raiders here. You can't let the Mustangs get in. But what I was going to say to you was that's going to be 15 more. Now they're inside the Kendall Signs red zone. Is that the entire turning point was the big goal line stop by that Raider defense down there on 4th down.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you saw the momentum it was going. Merritt Island had it, and then once they stood up and they stopped them right at that 4th down in that red zone, you could see the momentum turn just a little bit.
Let's see if the Mustangs have time or that Raider defense will step up again. Whistles and timeout, Rockledge. And I like the timeout. They got a peek at it. You know what? They did that down here on the goal line right before and ended up getting the stop.
It's a good thing. I mean, 17 seconds left in the half. They're down on the 22, 23-yard line, and Merritt Island has the momentum going right now. So taking that time out is going to slow them down a little bit. It's good coaching right there on slowing down that Merritt Island team right now.
No doubt. And again tonight, the Raiders trying to set up that, and that is, of course, it was 7-6. For 7-6. O'Galley over Bayside. So that was a 1-point game. But Rockledge trying to do their part in setting up what will be for the district championship next week at O'Galley, at McClarty. Man, and Merritt Island, of course, trying to win the district championship.
Merritt Island's coming out, and there's a tenacity and a fight in them that is, you can see it. The rivalry that is between Merritt Island and Rockledge has always been that way, and this game is always physical.
As we said, outside of Cocoa, the only team that Coach Younger does not have a winning record against in Brevard County are these Merritt Island Mustangs. Throws, corner, in and out of the hands of Dallas Donahue. It is 27-7. Rockledge on top. Well, 9 seconds to go in the half. One play here. You're a defensive guy, I know, Coach Helton, but what are you calling here?
If I got Rockledge's defense, I'm going man up. Yeah. I'm manning up, and I'm bringing the heat on you. And I'm going to try to swallow up the quarterback.
And I'm an offensive guy, so if I'm Luke Knight, nobody in the backfield, I'm looking across the middle, or I'm looking for that screen pass that was open on 3 of 6 plays for big yards. Let's see what the call is here. Knight looks, steps up, throws, and I tell you what, bad pass by Knight. Threw that across the middle, and what a great job by James Louder to come across and pick that off. Not a great pass by Knight on that one, and the half will end as the second quarter really went. We got a flag down? Let's see here. 3 interceptions and the last 3 Merritt Island drives, 2 of them for pick sixes. As we hit halftime, your score, 27-7. I'm going to unplug and let everybody hear the halftime band. We'll be back to start the third quarter here on the Brevard Sports Network.
I'd say I'd like it.
All right.
Tip ball, pick sixes. It is. We're fixating on the game. Especially the first
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Raider Regiment. Tonight they'll be performing their fall 2022 production of Imaginary, performing the music of the main song, with selections to include Valley from Pacific 3, Article of the Animals, and Park House. Drum Major Rissa Harper, main Thank you. Hey fans, tonight's broadcast, the game is being broadcast by WRDJ 93.5 FM, Merritt Island, Huntsville, North Melbourne, and the beaches.
All right, welcome back here to the O-Dome in Merritt Island, where the Rockledge Raiders, with 3 touchdowns in a span of 1 minute and 30 seconds, 2 of them pick sixes to lead this thing 27-7. This was a 7-6 Merritt Island football game until the defense took over, and 2 pick sixes the identical way occurred, and a pass deflection out of the hands of a Mustang wide receiver and into the arms of a waiting Rockledge defender. Phineas Allen with 1. Cohen Graham Johnson with 2 rushing touchdowns, and that is where we are as we get set to start quarter number 3 here from the O-Dome.
Kicking off for the Mustangs, number 44, Gunnar Trout.
Whenever. As we are set for the kickoff here, and that's a boot, and out of bounds it goes, and not a good start for the Mustangs. The kick goes out of bounds, and this is where the Rockledge offense will start with Traven Green, and the Raiders really in a position with the type of offense that they have with running backs like Jamarion Stevens, Cohen Graham Johnson, and Lee, just to be able to chew up time and chunks of yards here as the Raiders will come out. Split near side is going to be Jalen Howard with Green and Stevens in the backfield. 1st and 10 at the 35. 3-3 set for the defense. The give is to the jet sweep far side. Jalen Hayward, I should say, sorry. And Hayward will pick up close to a 1st down. And yeah, no, he's got 11 and a 1st down. So right out, or 10, right out to the 45 now, and 1 play, 10 yards. And I'll tell you what, with a 20-point lead, I wouldn't expect to see anything fancy from this Rockledge offense other than handing it off to Stevens and running it. That might have been number 8. Xavier Alexander. What an athlete he is, huh? Turns, gives, Stevens follows his blocks. And he'll be stacked up as he cuts back inside by a whole herd of Merritt Island Mustangs. And that'll bring up second down. And he still picked, I mean, look at this. He still picked up 5 yards on the carry. That is a product of churning your legs high and tight. Checking in now to run the football would be Cohen Graham Johnson. Stevens stays in. Eddie Combs near side. In the slot here will be Johnson. Actually, Cohen Graham Johnson will be in the slot. And Eddie Combs near side split wide. Traven Green. Second and 7. Quick pitch to Stevens. Look at that speed. Burst of speed through there. And Stevens with a gain of, my goodness, 18. And a first down for the Raiders. And here comes Rockledge out with vengeance here in half number 2. And it began with a jet sweep. And since then, Stevens, well, I'll tell you what, a touchdown here by the Raiders on the opening drive of the second half would really, really put the Mustangs up against it. Green, why not? This is Stevens this time.
Number 2 on the carry for the Raiders.
Coco's over 56-0. Third and fourth were 5-minute quarters. So third and fourth quarters were 5-minute affairs between Coco and Rockledge. And hopefully someone from the FHSAA, Suburban and Metro Committee are seeing this. I mean, what good does it do either of those programs to play that football game? Same thing with Space Coast. Coco beat them 73-0. What good does it do? Second and 1. Cohen Grant Johnson in motion. Nice job by Traven Green not to throw that ball. This is all Traven Green, and it's all decision-making by Traven right there. Cohen Grant Johnson came out of the backfield, and he was just going to dump it off. That was the play. That's immediately where Traven went. And he looked, and he saw the Merritt Island Mustang defender close, and he pulled the ball down and took off to the right. Great play by the junior signal caller, who I actually once caught a touchdown pass from. Yep, it's the truth. I did. Did an interview with Traven. Now, nobody was covering me, and there was no defense, but I still tiptoed one in the end zone up at Vieira Regional Park on about a 40-yard throw from him. 10 minutes to go here in the third, 27-7. Raiders are driving here. Ball at the 25. Quick pitch. What a block. See the block by Cohen Graham Johnson? My goodness. And that's a gain of 7. Play made off the block by Cohen Graham Johnson. What a play by him. Throwing his body into the Mustang defender. 9:53 to play.
By number 47, Ethan Hernandez.
In the third, 27-7. Rockledge on top. And Traven Green will come to the sidelines, and we got a flag down, so we'll see what the call is going to be here as Coach Murray wants to go out, find out what this is all about. He's trying to explain to Dwayne Summers, who's a vet out there wearing the white hat, that this is what happened. We'll see what Summers says. Summers, one of the better white hats in the area for sure. Not sure, Miss Thompson, on that O'Galley update. I thought that was being broadcast tonight, but it is not. And my apologies for saying it was, but 9:53 to play here in the third quarter, and really from about 6 minutes to go in the second, personal foul against the Mustangs, and they are going to eject a player here. Not sure who got ejected or what happened, but it had to happen away from the play, and the Mustangs have hurt themselves here.
15-yard personal foul on Merritt Island.
So it's a personal foul penalty, and whoever it was on has been ejected from the football game. And it's 1st and 10 for the Raiders inside the Kendall Signs red zone.
1st and 10, Rockledge.
Ball on about the 12-yard line. 27-7, Raiders up. Green blitz, and Traven Green will ball's out and picked up. They're going to say it's down. And Dwayne Summers blows it dead, but let's see if it's a fumble at least. But what a job by, he says it was down. What a job by that Mustang defense to get in there and sack Traven Green. He was down. The ball did come out, but he was down. And again, the refs in the stands don't much care for the whistle. As number 48 picked it up, and away he went. That was Dominic Smith. Eddie Mays. How did I know? Bayside beating O'Galley 9-7. Second and about 18 now. Yeah, I agree, Eddie. Run the football. I mean, you got to this point. I'll tell you what. Bayside is beating O'Galley 9-7. Rockledge, if Bayside beats O'Galley and Rockledge beats Merritt Island, Rockledge would have wins over Merritt Island and Bayside, and I believe that would give Rockledge the district championship. I'd have to double check on that, but I don't know that O'Galley could win it with a loss to Merritt. O'Galley couldn't win the district championship. They couldn't because they'd have 2 losses in the district, and yeah, unless they beat Rockledge next week, then I don't know who would win that. So, interesting scenario. 8:22. Green throwing the ball again. Throws out of bounds. Don't understand the play call. 8:15. And that does 2 things. First of all, obviously Vince Lombardi once said 3 things can happen when you throw the football. 2 of them are bad. You can throw another thing in there because it stops the clock on the incomplete passes. And now all of a sudden, it's 3rd down and a trip back to Rockledge for a first. So not sure what the thinking is on the play call selection here, but again, and they're going to empty the backfield. 5 wide receivers set here. So they're going to throw the football again. Green from the gun, looks, throws, wobbler, out to Combs. Eddie Combs stacked up at the 12. And it'll be 4th down and about 10. And Melbourne is on their way to winning a district championship as Heritage is on top of Vieira 28-3. So it's 4th and 11, and Sam Sun will come on to kick a field goal to make this a 30-7 game if he can get it. Samuel Sun. Let's see. Spot is at the 15, so this is a 25-yard boot. The snap is high. It's blocked. Blocked. And I tell you what, with 8:01 to go in the third, obviously Merritt Island's got to do something on this drive offensively. But the fact that the Raiders have allowed them unfortunately, I don't know, Bill. I don't know that I was talking before the game about those 3-team shootouts. I don't know that they do that anymore. I think it reverts to the FHSAA ranking system. And if you look at the FHSAA ranking system right now, in fact, I'm positive of that. No longer is a district champ guaranteed a top 4 seed. So you can win a district championship and not host. But right now, this district has 4 teams that would go to the playoffs. These 2 and the 2 playing over at O'Galley. Right now, coming into this game, Rockledge and O'Galley would host. So, obviously, it goes to the points. Yeah, goes to the points. Whoever's got that higher FHSAA ranking. Moss in motion. Play action. Knight throws. Moss stuck, and he'll lose 3 yards. Yeah, no doubt. I used to love, and same thing held true for baseball too, Bill, this district. Rockledge, O'Galley, Satellite. Baseball and football. This district still is a juggernaut. 7:29 to go. 2nd and 11. Knight pulls it down. Cuts outside. Looked like the face mask was grabbed, but no call. Adam Knight picks up 4. It'll be 3rd and 8. 7:09 to go. Rockledge on top, 27-7. Knight's got to make a play here. He's got quads far side. They're stacked on top of each other. And down goes Knight. Number 67 for the Rockledge Raiders in there on the stop. That is Joshua Silverzon. Tebow. No, I think that's his brother. I could be wrong. But Joshua Silverzon, what a player he is. And he gets the sack, and a big one it is. 4th and 17 now, and the Mustangs will be forced to punt. Great push by Silverzon. Tebow's older brother. Thank you, Miss Georgina. Love to watch the Silverzons play. And over in punt. We'll take a bounce. Rockledge bounce, and it'll be downed at the 47-yard line. So, unfortunately, we got a flag down, too. Let's see what this flag is. Now we're getting a little flag happy here. Have to talk to Mr. Summers about this. 5:55 to play in the 3rd. So, no harm, no foul for Rockledge here in terms of running the football all the way down to the red zone there, and then deciding to throw it. We'll see if the calls change. Man, I can remember calling all these young men in youth football over there for Rockledge. Buddha James. How about X Alexander? X marks the spot. What a program Rockledge youth football has been and is. Kudos to Miss Tina Brown and Georgina Corbin on the job that they do. And Merritt Island has 2 different leagues. They got the Pop Warner League and, of course, the County League. But, man, I tell you, we did the first, 2 or 3 weeks, and then we're going to go back and do the Super Bowls up in Daytona. We are pumped. All right, so it's against Rockledge. It'll back them up 10 yards as Traven Green brings them out. 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Trips to the far side. See him over there. Jamarion Stevens in the backfield with Traven Green. Turns, gives, yes indeed. Jamarion Stevens through the hole, and there you see big Bryce Lovett out front. The Florida commit. My goodness gracious. 6'6", 300-plus pounds, and headed to Florida. They are getting a special one. No doubt about it. Billy Napier has got to be just thrilled. Yeah, Cocoa game's over, Pop. 56-0 as Merritt Island gets in the backfield. Jamarion Stevens fighting.
Number 2, Jamarion Stevens brought down by a trio
And
of
Stevens
defenders.
may be giving forward progress for enough for a first down. We'll see. Stevens is having a game tonight. He really is. He's not been able to get into the end zone because he's run them down inside the 5, and on both occasions, Cohen Graham Johnson, who's done a great job, has been the recipient of that. But Cocoa wins 56-0. The third and fourth quarters in that football game, as you see the penalty against Merritt Island, 15 yards. Unsportsmanlike will move it up, and it'll be 1st and 10 out now at the Mustang 35, but they played 5-minute quarters in the third and fourth quarters of that one, and not quite sure who that benefits. Last time I saw that was during COVID when Cocoa and Palm Bay played, and it was 55-0 Cocoa, and they played 5-minute third and fourth quarters. 1st and 10 for Green and this Raiders offense, and they throw a bubble screen like a run.
Flag on the play.
And we got a flag, another one. See what Dwayne Summers has to say about this one. Holding against the Raiders. So that'll back them up 10 yards with 4:39 to play in the third. And Merritt Island's had just one possession here in the second half to start. Jamarion Stevens has really just done the job here.
That penalty backs the Raiders up to the 45.
Yeah, that is a class act, that's for sure.
First down.
Cohen Graham Johnson with a nice run. Ball's out. Ball's out. Do the Mustangs have it is the question. They're coming to the sidelines, and they do. And the Merritt Island Mustangs have recovered on a fumble by Cohen Graham Johnson. Still life yet for Merritt Island.
Mustangs will start 1st and 10 from the 42.
So the Mustangs will take over with excellent field position and 4:13. They may need to take a shot here at some point on either first or second down. And be tough to get past those Raider DBs who are so lightning quick. In fact, I believe that's Jamarion Stevens back there playing safety. First and 10 at the 42 of Merritt Island. Luke Knight. Steps, throws, crossed across the middle. Dallas Donahue with it. Donahue with the catch. Nice pass, nice catch. The ball now at, oh my goodness. And another flag. And it's coming back. 13-9, Bayside up or Bayside down. Let me say this. A lot of people say, well, man, O'Galley, they didn't come to play tonight. Man, let me tell you something. Coach Corey Broomfield and his Bayside Bears, they are, first of all, this was a trap game for O'Galley tonight. There was no doubt about that. A prototypical trap game. Because they're obviously, no team ever really overlooks another team. But when you have a battle for, say, with Rockledge to set up a district championship match like it's setting up to be, that can happen. Melbourne almost did it last week against Heritage. Throws back, caught, wide open. Melbourne almost did it against Heritage last week. Remember, Heritage led that football game over Melbourne at halftime. That was Elijah Edwards on the throwback from Knight. And it's 2nd and 15 after the holding penalty. So maybe O'Galley did that tonight, but I know we said in our preview show last night that this was a prototypical trap game for O'Galley. And if they can get out of here, good football teams find ways to win ugly games. As Melbourne showed at Harmony Tuesday night, and what is going to end up being their district clinching championship game. Because Heritage well in control over Vieira tonight, and a Heritage win over Vieira gives Melbourne a district championship. Merritt Island had a chance to win the district championship tonight with a win, but that's looking more and more like that's not going to happen. 3:15 to go and another flag. Now we're getting a bit ridiculous here. And that's going to be a hold on Rockledge. So that's a 10-yard penalty, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
That will be a Mustang first down.
Actually, yeah, holding's an automatic first down. How many yards is that penalty? Is the spot foul for the defense too? No, apparently it is. So that is and there's an. Would you be surprised if I told you there's another flag?
There's a flag on the play.
I'm shocked. Frederick Cat 27-7 Rockledge on top here. 3:07 to play in the 3rd. See what Summer says here. And this was going against the Mustangs. Louverture Jones. You're right. Like to say hello to Louverture and welcome Louverture. Beginning next week, you will see we have formed a beautiful partnership. Black Rock and looking just forward to everything that we're going to be doing together in the next year here. Very, very excited about it. 3:07 to go. And that'll be an incomplete pass. And good on Dwayne Summers for not throwing a flag there for roughing the passer or a hit to the head. Tyler Murray wants one, but that was a good play by the defender to come in. And he didn't hit him in the head. He pushed him. And as he was releasing the football, it was a good, clean, hard play. 27-7, 3 minutes on the dot. 2nd and 20 for Merritt Island here in the 3rd. A span of about a minute and a half produced 2 pick sixes following a top-notch. Yeah, Dwayne is a good guy for sure. Throwback, and there's the adjustment. That's the play that was open all night in the first half, and Rockledge makes the adjustment and shuts the door on it here. And, in fact, they have a loss on the play. And coming in to make the tackle was Nate Lopez, the defensive end. And Lopez read it beautifully, didn't allow for Woods to sneak out as he had 3 other times in the first half. Good job by Coach Giscombe and that Raiders defense on that adjustment. 2:21 to play in the third. Third and forever. In trouble, Knight, and he won't get out of it. And I tell you, big number 99 in there with the stop that time. Damian Walker will get credit for a sack. Yeah, Dana, I'm with you, Coach. It does. It does.
Back to punt for the Mustangs, number 44.
And with 1:43 to go, Merritt Island's going to have to punt. And with 13:35 to play in this game, they are running out of time. And Sandman, let me tell you something about Sandman for O'Galley. Nice punt. Ball be downed at the 20. I had an opportunity to interview in studio as the Raiders get set to come out and take over. And then, of course, the interview is on Facebook. You can go back and watch it. But I sat down over the summer with Sandman and Redman Thompson, and first of all, 2 great young men. Second of all, just what outstanding student athletes they are, and love their commitment to the O'Galley football program. And I would recommend that you go back and watch that interview because, first of all, it was a lot of fun for me. I asked who the better athlete was, and, well, Redman wasted no time in stepping up and saying it was him. 27-7, Rockledge on top here. 1:17 to play in the third. And Merritt Island converges, but see, none of this, Rockledge is okay with this. You know, that's just, I mean, obviously it's Jaquay McFadden. And I think that's been a big key tonight. Jaquay McFadden has been shut down. And I'll be interested to go back and watch this film again because I'm curious to know how much Bryce Lovett and the left side of that Rockledge Raider offensive line has got out and put a body on McFadden. He was the guy you had to stop if you were going to beat this defense tonight, and that Raider rushing attack has indeed done that. As, again, the first time we've called Jaquay McFadden's name all night. 2nd and 11 for Rockledge. The give is to Stevens, and again, he's might have lost another yard or picked up a yard, but it'll be 3rd down, and that is going to be the final play of the third quarter. So we'll head to the 4th and final quarter after a scoreless third. It's 27-7, Rockledge. All right, welcome back here to the O-Dome where it's going to be 3rd and 10 for Rockledge. The final 12 minutes, and that will set up, if scores hold, sets up a battle for the district championship next week between Rockledge and O'Galley, and I'm sure you'll be able to watch that on Space Coast Daily. Steve Wilson and Orville Susong over at McClarty, I'm sure, will do a terrific job. And Heritage gets the win. And as a result of that win, the Melbourne Bulldogs are district champs. Blake Boda, perfect tonight, says Keith Schneider. He completed all of his passes against Astronaut. Let me tell you something about Blake Boda. Boy, I can't wait to see that barbecue bowl coming up in 2 weeks. I'll be on the call for that one. But Blake Boda, in the 2 games previous to being perfect, Blake Boda against Space, and I don't care who you're playing. Against Space Coast and Titusville, Boda was 34 for 34 in those 2 games with 11 touchdowns. And 10 different receivers he threw the football to in those 2 games. Yeah, Blake Boda, the real deal. Left-handed quarterback is, and he goes perfect again tonight for a 3rd time. Rockledge on top here, 27-7, and they're going to punt on 4th down. That ball that's a bad punt. They got to get away from it. Merritt's got to get away from it. Peter is what's probably being called out there. And that will be down. So let's say he went, I don't know, it was 56 points on the board. Let's say he's doing another 14, 15 times. Think about it. He's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 for 50 in 3 games. My goodness gracious. Can you imagine? I played the position. I played it in an adult league, and I played it at the high school level. And I couldn't even dream of doing something like that. It's tough enough to go perfect on a series. I mean, you see it all the time in the NFL. Like, Aaron Rodgers went 7 for 7 on this drive. What a great drive that was. Can you imagine doing that for an entire game? 1st and 10, 11:43 to go. If it's going to happen for the Mustangs, it needs to happen here. Donahue in motion. Knight in trouble. He's just going to dump it out. And for those of you wanting a flag for intentional grounding, won't happen new this year in high school football, is that if the quarterback gets out of the pocket, he can get rid of it. And he was at least 7 yards behind his tackle box area. So it used to be in high school football, no matter where you were in the pocket and threw the ball away, it was intentional grounding. That is not the case this year, and I absolutely love the rule change. 11:36 to play in the game, 27-7, Merritt Island on top. Knight throws, and that one just a little bit too far for Moss, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10. Brooks Moss. As the Rockledge band across the way. Galley 15-9 base off with less than 2 minutes in the 4th quarter. Thank you, Katrina. I appreciate that. Miss Katrina Strand from the BSN Scoreboard Update Center. Here comes that bubble screen, and no, Rockledge nearly had Moss there. You know what? He did have Moss. He hit Brooks right in the hands with that football. MCC Cocoa Beach 43-6 over. Yeah, I got you, I got you, Bill. I agree. We said 2 weeks ago that the race of the year may not be for these districts, but it could be between Ben Waldrop and John Holmes as Coach of the Year. And I'll tell you what, co-coach of the year sounds good to me. 11-26, 4th down, and no choice here.
Mustangs can go for it on 4th and 10.
4th down and 10, and the Raiders are just blitzing right through the middle of that line. And actually this time just a straight rush, and Knight in trouble. Throws, open, pick. What an interception. Ball's out, but covered up. The 3rd interception of the game. And let's get the number here. Number 21 on the pick for, that's Dario Clark. The senior DB jumps right in front of it and picks it off. And I tell you what, the third interception of the night could be the killer there. 11:16 to play. And this is where Traven Green, Heritage 42-9 over Vieira and the Hawks. 0-8, and you just got a feel for Shane Staples. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point there, Pop. I forgot they beat them head up. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. John has done a terrific job. And I'll tell you, it's a funny story. Robbie, it's 27-7 Rock. Tell you a good story is that, in case you don't know, Tyler Murray, Hurley Brown, Brian Helton, and John Holmes were all right here last year on this Merritt Island staff. So Murray stays, takes over the head coaching job. Helton goes to Satellite, Holmes to Titusville, and Brown, by happenstance, after it didn't work out for him in Texas, comes back and gets the Merritt Island job. The Holy Trinity job. So you have a head coach last year and 3 assistants, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, and a defensive assistant, all now head coaches in the county from the 5A runners-up last year. 27-7, and the Raiders are on their way to snapping a 2-game losing streak to Merritt Island. We told you on the offset of the show that aside from Cocoa, the only other team that Wayne Younger has a losing record against in his 8-year coaching tenure is this one, Merritt Island. He was 3-5 against the Mustangs coming into this one. He beat them, he fell to them the first 3 years, then beat them 3 straight, and then lost last year. Ironically enough, in that first game last year, it was a 20-point deficit. And that's what it is right now, 27-7. And I want to say congratulations to David Kintai and the Melbourne Bulldogs as they will capture a district championship, their second straight. It is the first time straight up the gut, big run, first down, Rockledge. The win by Heritage over Vieira locks up the district championship for Melbourne, and it is the first time since 1985, 35 years since Tom McIntyre was the coach there, that Melbourne's won back-to-back district championships. So congratulations to David Kintai on that and that entire staff there. They got a 9-7 win over Harmony on Tuesday night, and as a result, needed Heritage to win tonight. They do. But what we won't have here now with just 9 minutes to go, and I think this one's pretty much in hand for the Raiders, is we won't have a district champion crown tonight in 3S.
Who do you want it to?
35 years. And I tell you what, I can give thanks to knowing that to guys like Billy Palmer and Martin Cagney, who just keep Mr. Cagney keeps outstanding records. I get a copy of the Melbourne record book every year, and I tell you what, we use it. 8:25 to go. Green drops, stops, lets one wide open, caught. What a dime from Green. "48 yards.
Pass complete to number 0, Jalen Hayward.
Jalen Hayward with the catch. And it's first and goal for the Raiders. What a strike. Hayward was 5 yards behind the DB. And Traven Green dropped the dime in. It's Gonna be on next week between O'Galley and Rockledge, that's for sure. Wish we could do that one. But we got the barbecue bowl following week. May have a special treat for everybody in that one, too. May have a special guest broadcaster in that game. And no, it is nobody from around here. Throws, caught, touchdown, Eddie Combs. It was 7:31 to go. Green, Combs put the final nail in the Mustangs' coffin. 33-7. As everybody gets up. And perfectly thrown football to Eddie Combs there for the touchdown. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it's good. And with 7:31 to go, it is 34-7. And for Traven Green, that's his 8th touchdown pass of the season. And for Combs, his 4th touchdown catch. So the big turning point in this game tonight actually began defensively for Rockledge. And that came when Merritt Island had the football, 1st and goal to go. And on 4th down, elected to go for it. And didn't get it. Instead of maybe trying to take 3 points there, they elected to go for it. I liked the aggressive nature of the attempt. I did. I thought in a big game like this, maybe take a shot. Me, I probably would have tried. I probably would have kicked the field goal. That's only because I'm a Ravens fan and I know how much those things, as a Ravens fan, know how much it can hurt you. Watch John Harbaugh do it all the time. But Rockledge gets the big stop, and then they drive 95 yards on the behind the tent there, on the legs of Jamarion Stevens, and Cohen Grant Johnson would score. On the ensuing drive, on the first play of the ensuing drive, after that, Luke Knight threw a pass to Dallas Donahue in the flat, and the ball went off his hands and into the hands of a Rockledge defender for a pick 6. Then the Mustangs would get the ball back again, and 3 plays after that, the ball would once again, actually Dallas Donahue had the ball and got hit, and it came flying out and into the hands of Phineas Allen, who was there, and Allen took it in for a touchdown. And that was really where the game turned and was pretty much being dominated by the Raiders. 7:24 to go. Knight fires, and that ball behind his intended receiver, Jordan Woods. 2nd and 10. Cohen Grant Johnson with 2 touchdowns tonight. Eddie Combs with 1. Phineas Allen with 1. And I did not write down who scored that on that first pick 6. Knight's going to keep it. Actually, he gave it off. He put it in the belly of Woods. My bad. Knight fooled me. And I tell you, I like the statement too that the Raiders sent on that last drive. Listen, this is a rivalry game, and take a shot and leave no doubt, as Eddie May said. I like that. Now, there's a difference between doing that and running up the score. When you have 2 good football teams like this, throws wide open, and that was a little behind his intended receiver. So Knight a little off the mark on that one. Pass intended for Xavier Chappell. 6:40 to go. 4th down here. And I think you got to punt this because if I'm Rockledge and get the ball here, I think I'll try to score again. And they're going to go for it. Rockledge scores again and puts it in for 2, and you got yourself a running clock for the final 5 minutes or so of the game. I wouldn't want that. So Knight with 4th and 8. Last-ditch effort here for the Mustangs to try to make something happen. Knight drops back, looking, fires, throws. And I tell you what, that could have been picked off, but smart play by James Louder not to do it, because if he does, then that's where the field position is at the Mustangs 45. Instead, with 4th down, they get it 1st and 10 from the 20, and that's just being a team player right there. That's commitment. Because every student athlete wants stats, right? I mean, they look good. Interceptions look good. And he just absolutely let it go, pulled away from it, didn't want to catch it. And it's an unselfish play. 1st and 10, ball at the 21. And, I think I wouldn't be surprised to see Green take a shot in the end zone here again with 6:35 to go and then go for 2. Jaquay McFadden late getting on. Green does just that. Throws. Combs! Touchdown! What a pass. What a catch.
Touchdown Raiders.
And we just said, wouldn't be surprised to see it. We see it. And Eddie Combs with his 2nd straight touchdown catch. And if they go for 2 and make it, it's a running clock. And it looks like Samuel Son's going to come in and kick it. 40-7.
1-10 by number 24, Samuel Son.
Perfectly thrown football. And Son, no good. No good. So with 6:27 to go, it has gotten out of hand. 40-7. Raiders on top. So let's talk about that matchup next week. Yeah, no, I listen. I just said I think wouldn't be surprised to see him take a shot. I think you have to. You're going to need that play coming up next week. You're going to need that play coming up in 2 weeks. Run it, see if you can. Yeah, Bill Harris, I agree with you. I thought Rock would win this football game, but I did not. In fact, you can quote me. I said it last night on the preview show. I said I thought it would be closer than a lot of people would think. And, you can always say ifs and buts. If you take away that 90 seconds, it's still a very, very impressive Rockledge win. And I'm talking about the 2 pick sixes. What you can't take away is that defensive stop and those 2, and that drive that followed, because that was the turning point in this football game. Say hello to Samadre Hawkins from the Cocoa Tigers. Congratulations, Samadre. The Tigers get a big 56-0 win tonight over Astronaut, a district win. Next week, I'll be on the call for Palm Bay and Cocoa. Can't wait to see that one. 1st and 10 now for Merritt Island. Merritt Island still, listen, they're not going to win a district championship, but they still very much can make some noise in the playoffs. They have got to beat Bayside next week. They don't beat Bayside next week, and the playoffs may be a pipe dream. But that game next week, although not for a district championship, will be for a spot in the playoffs. You better believe that. Nice run there
Ball carried by number 23, Elijah Edwards.
by Elijah Edwards.
For a Mustang. First down.
6:10 to go. Edwards again. So still a lot on the line
Please come to
here.
the
You know, 3S, I think District 10 is what it is. 3S District 10. So a lot on the line. Satellite, I'm sorry, Lovinger. Satellite next week. Satellite. So that Satellite's still mathematically alive for a playoff spot as well. Right now, if the season were to have ended last night, you would have 4 teams from this district in the playoff hunt. Rockledge was second behind Mainland in this. O'Galley was 4th, so both of those teams would host. Then you had Merritt Island 6th, and Bayside was 8th, and that's how it stacked up. Now, I don't know how the FHSAA is going to move Bayside following the loss tonight, or Merritt Island. Both will obviously drop, but how far remains to be seen. 4:49 to go, 3rd and 7. We got a new quarterback in for Merritt Island. He's probably been there all along. Forrest Butler as Luke Knight will be done. Say hello to Katrina Arthurs. Hello, Miss Katrina. And Merritt Island will now punt on 4th and 8. Back deep for the Raiders is Eddie Combs. And listen, they're, good punt. Real good punt. Combs. What a hit. Combs has got to be careful. You got to be smart out there. Special teams isn't just see ball, catch ball, run with ball. You have got to be smart. And I love Eddie, but not a smart play by Eddie. You got to recognize that guy because you can get hurt doing that. Great play, great coverage by the Mustangs punt team, and of course you never want to see that. Good, I'm doing good, thank you. So it'll be interesting next week, our Super 7. I always look forward to our Super 7 day on BSN because we pop the popcorn and sit back and just watch and read. But I think if you look at our rankings, I think a lot of them are starting to play out the way we thought maybe they would. 2's in now for Traven Green, still out there. 40-7. 40-7, Charles. 40-7. Rockledge on top. 4:15 to go. Pop said put Coco last. I got accused this week of not loving the Rockledge Raiders. I don't love the Raiders. You don't love us, Alan. Well, I was one of 2 guys that voted in our poll. We had 7 guys that voted. I was one of 2 guys that voted Rockledge won. Me and Billy Palmer. What a run, huh? How about that run? And my thinking behind that was I loved Rockledge's body of work all season at 6-1, 7-1 now. And I'm not going to drop them from 1-2. Good run by Cohen Graham Johnson. And listen, the strength of schedule that Rockledge has played as the season progresses turns out to be, not as hard as a lot of people thought it was at the onset of the season. But the wins that they got in those games, my goodness, impressive. And I thought that for me, until we got to the barbecue bowl, I was going to put Rockledge 1 and Coco 2. And unless something drastic changed, and we'll see what happens when we get there. Now, does that mean I think Coco's a better football team? No, that's not what that means. It just means that I think that this year in this county, the body of work right now represented by Rockledge is impressive for me to be number one. That's all. Yeah, the barbecue bowl's going to decide that. We'll see. 2nd down and 5. Pop, you trying to start trouble up in here. Come on now. 2nd and 5. Turns, gives. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to play. All right, everybody, you're watching with me tonight. Nice interactive broadcast. I want to thank you all for participating. What are your thoughts on this one? Give me your thoughts on this one. Bill, Pop, Katrina, all of you out there. Strand, let me know. What do y'all think about this game tonight? Make sure you jump on for the post-game show tonight, too. 3rd down and 1, and a first down here would get us to victory formation.
3rd down.
And there it is, and we're likely to see Wayne Younger's favorite formation, any coach's favorite formation coming up, and that is victory formation. What a job tonight by the Rockledge Raiders. Listen, they came out, they weathered the Merritt Island storm. It was, remember, Merritt Island took the opening drive and scored. Oh, it's 4th and 1. How did he not get that first down? I have no clue what happened there. Oh, they're gonna measure. Come on, Mr. Summers, I love you, buddy, but really? You know what the best part of the night was? It feels like football weather out here, don't it? The 2 pick six back to back, yeah. .84 seconds to play, 4th and a foot. And for some reason, we're going to get a timeout. Okay, anyway. Timeout on the field with 1:18 to go. No, I think the 2 interceptions, the 2 pick sixes, just great athletic plays tonight. Rockledge had more athletes on the field tonight. And listen, you know, it was a great game plan offensively to come out and attack that Rockledge defense the way that Merritt Island did. But once they fell behind by 2 scores, the Raiders just could just sit back and tee off, and that's exactly what they did. And you just can't get behind to a team this good. And Rockledge this year, you know, I honestly believe they're going to win a state championship. I really do. I think that 4S and Traven Green, a lot depends on Traven Green and his ability to remain consistent. And tonight we saw 2 beautiful strikes. Of course, that one down the field to Eddie Combs. And we already know they can run the ball. They came in averaging 198 yards per game. Green going to keep it, and that'll seal it. 74 seconds to play, and that one more snap ought to do it. And the Raiders sidelines. Congratulations to Wayne Younger and his team as the Raiders dethrone the reigning district champs and the Merritt Island Mustangs. They come into the O-Dome tonight and return the favor from last year. Dante Bishop. No, I think they can. I think the Rockledge Raiders have a legitimate shot to play for a state championship. Who would have thought that Merritt Island last year could reach that 5A state final? But they did. And I believe that the Raiders can do it. I don't think there's a team in 4S more talented than they are. Find them. It's not Mainland. That's only because Mainland's only ranked ahead of Rockledge only because of points. I promise you that. I've seen Mainland play. No, you're right, Charles. And yes, if this was 4M or this was the old way, obviously Rockledge is going to have to go down and play a Miami Central. And obviously we know how that would turn out as Traven Green takes a knee. But, looking great. But I just feel like that they got it all over. And this is the 4S is theirs to take. As we'll sign off here, that'll do it. Your final score from the O-Dome, the Rockledge Raiders 40 for the Merritt Island Mustangs. 7 coming up in about an hour. The Slow and Low post-game show. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you all so much for making Brevard Sports Network your network of choice for high school football. We'll see you in about an hour.